The April developer update is now here with a whole host of changes coming in the next few weeks. Let's dive in. Freddy has stood with the highest kill percentage for over a year, and playing against him is almost a guaranteed DPIP. So here's how they're combating that. His movement speed when placing snares is now 4 meters per second rather than 4.6 meters per second, and the maximum number of snares is now 5 rather than 8, and the maximum number of dream pellets is now 7 rather than 10. The movement speed change means that he'll be less effective at placing down traps during chases, and the maximum snare and pallet change will make him have to actually apply some degree of strategy to where he places his traps down. His add-ons that reduce action speeds now make actions louder instead, which includes repairing generators, grunts of pain, and footsteps. Black Box now blocks the exit gate for sleeping survivors for 10 seconds when opened. These are both interesting changes, but it's hard to say their true impact until we've had a chance to play with them. Alarm clocks now make you immune to sleep for 30 seconds, meaning that even when hit, you won't enter the dream world. This also means that you get 90 seconds before falling asleep passively, which gives an incentive to go for alarm clocks over having teammates wake you up. Again, I'm not really sure what impact this will have, if any, but we'll need to wait and see how it plays. The Demogorgon is getting buffed. He now traverses the upside down faster, has a reduced cooldown after exiting a portal, and gains undetectable for longer after exiting a portal. One thing that's always felt off about Demo was that portals were a major part of his kit, and yet unless you had the timing down to perfection, they weren't particularly effective. These mobility improvements should see him have considerably greater map pressure. His add-ons have also had a complete pass, meaning they've all changed in some way. Here's two examples, a useful one and a memey one. Huntress Addons have also had a complete pass, and the iridescents are changing significantly. Soldier's Putty allows you to move at 4.6 meters per second when you have no hatchets, and iridescent head is now capped at 1 hatchet, regardless of the effects of other add-ons. Let's be real for a second, Eerie Head and Infantry Belt was crazily overpowered. It was a bad time for both survivors and the killer because they'd almost always DPIP regardless of kills. Personally, I think that these are good changes, but I think that a lot of Huntress mains will disagree. The twins have had some mixed changes. The cooldown after downing a survivor with Victor is now 5 seconds rather than 3 seconds. Camera control is now immediately restored when taking control of Charlotte. Silencing Cloth now gives a 20-second undetectable status effect rather than 12 seconds, and Iridescent Pendant now gives 30 seconds of exposed rather than 12 seconds. Small Game now shows the number of remaining totems as tokens. The detection range increases by 5 degrees for each totem cleanse, and it no longer detects killer traps. Lucky Break now hides scratch marks in addition to pools of blood, and the total duration is now 90 seconds rather than 180 seconds. That's right, 90 seconds of no scratch marks. That's going to be a base kit suggestion for new players. Soul Guard now has a cooldown of 30 seconds. Open-handed no longer stacks, but increases your aura reading range by 16 meters rather than 8 meters. Stanchion Tactics is now permanently active and has a larger range. Burrow Time no longer requires you to be within the terror radius of the killer, but the endurance effect only lasts for 12 seconds rather than 15 seconds. There's a Freddy Nerf. And finally, Objective Obsession is changing in line with what we saw earlier in the year, but with a new speed boost. Anytime your aura is revealed to the killer, their aura is revealed to you, and you gain a 6% bonus speed to healing, repairing, and cleansing. If you're the Obsession, then your aura is revealed to the killer for 3 seconds every 30 seconds, of course, meaning that you can see them, and you gain the speed boost. By the way, that speed boost as the Obsession means that you'll be able to repair Gen Solo in 71.52 seconds, or at a speed of 1.12 charges per second. That is actually pretty significant. The chance to receive a skill check is now increased when using a toolbox, and the hatch now closes 10 seconds after being opened by a key rather than 30. They really pressed that this isn't the big key change they've been hinting at recently, so no need to get mad just yet. The struggle mechanic has totally changed. You're no longer need to spam a button, but instead you receive occasional skill checks of a large success zone. Missing one of these reduces your struggle meter, and if you don't bother attempting 2 of them in a row, you will be immediately sacrificed. This is an immensely welcome change that I feel the community has been asking for since the release of Pyramid Head and seeing the way that his Cages of Atonement work in Hook Phase 2, so thanks, behavior. Coldwind Farm looks incredible. It's bright and it looks like a real place. Based on the screenshots, this has potential to be my personal favorite map rework so far, and I don't mind at all they've taken some extra time to get it right. Look at this. It looks awesome. And that is it. All of the changes will be available on the PTB from tomorrow. That is April 13th. How do you feel about these changes? Good? Bad? Awesome? Terrible? You'll let me know, even if I don't ask, but, you know, let me know in that. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Just a heads up to members and patrons and Q&A stuff. A proper video where I'm not just covering an update. I will always do credits at the end, and I'll always do patrons at the end, but smaller videos like this. To be fair, this video is like 5 minutes long. It's definitely not one of my smaller videos, but still, videos like this where I'm not coming up with new content, but I'm just kind of listing off other content and news and stuff won't have credits or Q&A questions at the end. I've always done it that way, but I feel like I've never said it explicitly before. So here you go. That's why I don't do credits at the end of these types of videos. Okay, thank you for watching. Goodbye. Wow. Wow.